Howdy, folks. Welcome back to the Seattle Kraken franchise. We are currently in day one of free agency. In the last video, I showed a couple of areas of concern that we needed to look at. In between videos, I went ahead and I did a little bit of scouting to kind of see where we wanted to go. And I started thinking about something, and I wanted to share it with you at the beginning of the video because I am thinking about pulling the trigger here, and that is on our coaching staff. Now, when you start free agency, that is the opportunity you have to hire and fire coaches. Mr. Gordie Howden, so a little bit of play on Gordie Howe there, has been a good coach for us. He got us to a slightly below sub 500 record with bad goaltending. So the problem I have with him is that his defensive pairings on 2 and 3, that hold line pinch, really holds me back from really getting some. I feel like some better defensemen on this team. He's really defensive minded, and those hold line tendencies that he favors really hurts me getting a two-way defender, some better players that are two-way defenders on those second and third defensive pairings, like a Devin Taves, who is currently lingering on the third defensive pairing and really probably should be second defensive pairing, maybe even first defensive pairing. But because of the tendencies of the coach, he's really getting held back. So what I did is I actually went through, and I'm going to show you guys who I found in free agency. This guy right here, Sheldon Rawlings. Now, I'm going to throw up my spreadsheet here. And the reason I'm on camera for this time is just to kind of show the emphasis of how important I feel like this is. Now, I will say that we lose a little offense. I believe Howe was an A. This guy's an A-. I have him listed as an A+, but I think he dropped. Defense, I have him listed as an A-. My current coach, this guy's an A, so he's even better defensively. Now, the power play and penalty kills where we suffer a little bit. This guy is a B-, B-. Our current coach is an A-, A-. But if you recall, our power play and penalty kill weren't really that great last year. Now, that could have been player personnel. That's on me. But I don't feel like we lose a ton there, especially if we go looking for an associate head coach that might have some better power play penalty kill tendencies. Teaching is the same at B-. The coach influence is where we lose a little bit. So this is a guy that could easily, and you can see his record is 38, 41, and 3. So he's going to be pretty similar to the guy we have. And we don't lose a lot. And I want to go to this point here. I want you to take a look at the defensive pairings. Now, instead of having hold line for defensive pairings 2 and 3, we have balanced across the board. That's going to be much easier to get offensive defensemen and two-way defensemen in here, which could help our special teams drastically by getting more offensive-minded players on the blue line for us to play with in the power play situations. So, and then if you look at his forward lines, I did some comparisons, and there's not a whole lot of changes as far as his overall strategy from our old coach to our new coach. The main differences being that essentially, for the most part, there's a couple of differences, but forward lines 1 and 2 for our current coach are flipped on this coach. So basically, our current line of Pavel Zacha, Max Domi, and Anthony Duclair would be better suited on the second line than on the first line with this coach I'm showing here. But our current second line would be better on the first line now. So essentially, our line that really kicked ass last year, pardon the language, but they really tore it up last year. Sorelli, Beauvillier, and Josh Anderson now get bumped up to first line movement and first line ice time, which means they can potentially kick it off more. And then we shift our second line down to our first line down to the second line. And now we've kind of created a little juxtaposition of, hey, now we got some better players overall. Now, one thing it's going to hurt us in is on our back end, our third line will become our fourth line, which means we'll lose some ice time from some guys that really performed well last year with James Neal, Vinny Hinostroza, and then at the time, Philippe Cheidel. Now we're going to have to figure out somebody. I believe Jujhar Khaira is going to step into that spot. But essentially, they'll become the fourth line, and then our fourth line currently with this coach becomes the new third line with this new coach I'm showing you here. So we'll have a little bit of juggling, but it won't be a huge bit of juggling. It won't be a huge change, but it'll be enough of a change, especially on the blue line, to where suddenly we're going to be getting better players offensively on the blue line to kind of play along with this guy. I really feel like this is going to be the move. Now, our penalty kill will change. I did look at that. And our power play will change. But our power play is going to be similar to our current AHL coach. So that might be a little bit of a thing. But I will have to look at the AHL coach and compare up to see how much we mesh as far as tendencies and strategies there. I probably will leave the AHL coach alone. I mean, they had a Calder. They were in the Final Four for the Calder Cup. So why change that? But I feel like, and if you remember, Howden, our current head coach, his team fit is like 71%. This guy is 65%. Now, if you look at the roster scheme fits, you'll see Duclair has got a really, really low bar. The reason for that is they're comparing this guy's first line tendencies with Duclair's current first line tendencies and meshing them up. So obviously he won't match at all being on our current first line with this guy's first line tendencies. But once he shifts down to the second line, you'll see that roster scheme fit come up a bit. So by juggling some of these lines, that's where I'm hoping to get some traction. And if you look, Devin Taves suddenly becomes a perfect roster scheme fit. Brendan Carlo becomes a roster scheme fit. Derek Forbert becomes a roster scheme fit perfectly. So we're opening up a lot of guys. Now, Gothenspier drops a little bit, but we can move him around and get him more on a more comfortable line, I feel like. So Gothenspier might not be a first-line defenseman for us anymore, but we can shift him down to that second line and maybe get a two-way defender in there that's better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the tough decision here, and I am going to fire Gordie Howden. And the main reason I'm firing him is not because he had a horrible year last year. He didn't. He really didn't have a horrible year last year. But my problem with Gordie Howe really is the tendencies back here as far as that hold line. That hold line is really, for lack of a better term, holding us back, honestly, as far as our ability to get solid offensive-minded defensemen that still play well on the back end, two-way defensemen. That's really holding us back from getting those style of guys. And really, I've been looking. There's not a lot of defensemen that have that whole line tendency, even coming out as rookies, generated rookies. So it's really an archaic setup. Really, it's either balanced or pinched is what you see those defensemen come in as. So I'd rather have a coach that's more balanced for that setup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire Gordie Howden. And there he goes. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to promote Mr. Whitman to the interim NHL head coach. The reason I'm doing interim is because I want him to be able to shift back to his associate role when I hire Mr. Rawlings. Now, I'm going to go in and hit options, and we're going to go find Mr. Rawlings. Now, I did some experimentation beforehand. I didn't save it. So I wanted to make sure I got this guy, and we were paying our old coach nearly $3 million. So we're really kind of getting a savings here by only paying this guy. I'm going to pay him $1,300,000 for 4 years to be our coach. That was the sweet spot to get him to sign last time. I'm hoping it'll work again this time while I'm live or while I'm recording, so that way we can get this guy signed up. So that is going to be our new coach, and then once he gets in, I'll adjust the tendencies. Now the problem with this is obviously our scouts are looking at the old coach. So a lot, actually I say a lot, all of our current scouting that we see for these players may not be 100%, well, they won't be 100% accurate because you can see it fits on Coach Gordie Howden's scheme. Well, he's no longer the coach. So that's going to be a little bit of a problem in this first year of free agency. So we're really going to have to go after guys that we feel comfortable with going forward. And I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go after goaltending. And I'm going to go ahead and flip back to OBS real quick. And I'm going to put my camera back behind me because I don't need to be seen anymore. I just want to be seen for that major coaching announcement. And really our first thing is we've got to get a netminder. Now, I thought about it. And we've got Tuukka Rask, who's a 90 overall, 34 years of age. Marc-Andre Fleury, who's an 88 overall, 36. Frederik Andersen, 87 overall, 31 years of age. I'm thinking, truthfully, I think I'm going to go after Freddie Andersen. And the problem with Freddie, though, is that obviously he's got somebody targeting him, so I'm going to have to offer a little bit more. but he's the youngest of the group. Now he is the worst of the group, so that there is that fair thing. But I want to go after Freddie Anderson mainly because he'll be 34 when that contract ends, and I'm hoping either Connor Ingram or Orlando Rodriguez, some of our prospect goalies, by 3 years will be ready to take the mantle. Or even if Aiden Hill wakes up and figures out how to stop a puck, maybe he takes over for Frederick Anderson in maybe a bridge role or something. So Freddie Anderson's kind of my short-term plug. Could potentially be long-term. I could sign him for a couple extra years if I feel like I need to. But it's kind of that perfect fit of age, overall, and contract offer. Now, obviously, he's wanting the most of these three, but he's also the youngest of the three. So that kind of gels. I could go after Tuukka Rask, but he wants only 1 year. Marc-Andre Fleury wants 2, and it worries me at 36. Because if he starts to falter and fall, then I'm going to be stuck with a $5.8 million goaltender that's on the decline. Whereas Freddie Anderson should hold his value unless he has just an awful year, which could happen. He has an awful year for me. Maybe he falters, but I feel like for 3 years he should be pretty solid in net for us. Now, I also did some looking at our forwards, and I'll show you those in a minute. I want to go after Freddie Anderson first. We don't have a whole lot of need as far as our top 12 forwards, our 4 lines of forwards, because we're pretty much going to be using the same guys we used last year. They pretty much were pretty solid, especially with Max Domi coming back into the fold. I feel like that makes our first, now soon-to-be second line, that much better. So we really throw out 3 lines of really solid offense. We just need defense and goaltending. And I feel like the first thing we need is goaltending. So I'm going to go ahead and get this goalie right now. Offer contract. Now, I'm going to offer him. Ottawa's the other team interested. You've already got a bunch of money sunk into Matt Murray. I'm going to offer him because I want to lock him down. I'm going to offer him $8 million for 3 years. Is it overpaying? Absolutely, it's overpaying. But I need to overpay this man to get him in the fold. Okay, he's got to come into the fold. All right, so we're going to go ahead and offer Freddie a 3-year, $8 million contract. Not an 8-year, $3 million contract. That would be ridiculous. All right, so here we go. Offer contract. So that's going to be $8 million of our $27 million in cap space. We probably need to spend down to about $15 million to get everything situated and nice as far as the salary cap floor is concerned. So what I'm thinking is, since I'm thinking this, let's go and let me show you contracts and show you what I'm thinking from a forward standpoint. Right now, our current 12 forwards, I feel like we're going to have Josh Anderson's going to be on the first line with Anthony Cirelli and Anthony Beauvillier. This line last year was very good for us in a second line situation. We're going to bump them up to first line status with their 284s and an 82, and we're going to hope they tear it up like they did last year. Our second line then becomes Pavel Zacha, who's going to take over centerman duties. Duclair's going to still be on the wing. Max Domi is going to move out to the left wing. But if I see that line falter, I will swap those two and bring Domi back to center. Because last year, Domi played at the centerman spot and really lit it up there those last 20 games and helped Duclair light it up. So I want to recreate that chemistry. So I'm going to start Zacha at the center spot because he's got the better face-offs. But if I see that line struggle out of the gate the first 10 games, I'm definitely going to not be hesitate to pull the trigger and swap those two guys as far as the winger-centerman combination and put Domi back in the centerman spot. I don't want to lose a lot of time, and I want that line to succeed. I want those first 2 lines to do very, very well for us. They did well for us last year. I want them to do well for us this year. Hinostroza and Neal move to the 4th line in this setup, and it's going to feel like a bit of a demotion because they had such a really good year. But between them and Newman, he is not up here, so let me go to the system. Jujhar Khaira is going to take over third line centerman duty or 4th line centerman duties for this line. But again, if they falter, I may move Hinostroza to the center spot since he's a playmaker, and let Jujhar Khaira play the wing, so that way he can get his shot off. Because Jujhar Khaira does have a very good shot. He's not the greatest passer, though, which he's a grinder. That's not a surprise. So Hinostroza, both of them have the same face-off rating. So that's why I'm perfectly okay swapping those two in and out as I need to. And that will be my 4th line. My 3rd line will become Oscar Sundqvist on the wing. with Jankowski at the center and Neeson, or no, I'm sorry, Sundquist's going to be the centerman. Jankowski's going to be the left wing, and Neeson's going to be the right wing. The only thing that worries me about this line is Neeson is a low durability player playing some significant minutes now. So that could be something that changes. I might move him to the fourth line, maybe move Neal up to the third line. We'll play with the bottom six. But our top six is going to be the main concern. But now we've opened up our defensive core a lot. So Devin Taves is a guy who I might rely on more. Brendan Carlo is a guy I'm hoping grows. Travis Hamonic is a guy I might move on from. Now, I traded for him at the trade deadline last year. He was a good fit for us down the stretch, but you can see he doesn't want to re-sign with us, and he's 30 years old. So I don't know. Can I offer? Yeah, I can offer him a contract extension. Excuse me. I don't know if I want to re-sign him for 3 years at 3.6. Forbert's a guy I want to hang on to. Hamonic is a right-handed shot. I'd like to keep it kind of balanced in that regard, but I want to look in free agency and see if there's a two-way defenseman I can get lucky on to sign and maybe trade Hamonic or trade Forbert or whatever. So I'm going to look at defense. Well, I'm going to look at defensemen. And you know what? I'm thinking about Morgan Riley. I really am. It's a lot of money to sink into him. It is, and it's a lot of money to sink into him for a maybe. But I'm looking at his shot numbers, his passing skills, his defensive skills. He really is a two-way player. He truly is a two-way player. And on the current coach, which is our fired coach, he'd fit on defensive pairing 1. I think he could fit everywhere on this new coach. I do think he'd fit everywhere on this new coach. And he'd be a hell of a power play captain and a guy we could rely on. Gossespierre could then anchor that second power play line. So we'd have an offensive defenseman on the power play. And then Morgan Riley could jump in on power play and then play some PK as well. But we have plenty of enough defensive defensemen that could play the PK as well, depending. So I feel like this is the play. I feel like even though it's a lot of money because there's two teams interested in at 10.6, I'm probably going to have to sink, I'm feeling like 11 to 11.5 into Morgan Riley to get him to sign. But I don't need a whole lot of anything else. So I feel like that's the play going into this free agency, especially with not a lot of knowledge because I just fired my coach. I'm thinking I'm going to offer him a contract. I'm going to offer him, do I take a chance at 11? Edmonton and Detroit are in on him. Do I take a chance at 11 and hope he signs? I'm going to take a chance at 11 and hope he signs. If he doesn't sign, I've still got plenty of good defensemen, but another guy I might go after if he doesn't sign already is I might go after Rasmus Ristolainen if he hasn't signed with anybody else by the time Morgan Riley makes his decision, because I'd like to get somebody in there that's young, elite, two-way defender. Now, this guy's very much a step down from Morgan Riley. He's not near the passer. He's got a good shot. He's a good defender. He's more of a defensive two-way defender, though. I want that offensive two-way defender. But he would be like a nice consolation prize at a much cheaper rate if he's still there by the time Morgan Riley makes his decision. Morgan Riley is a left-handed shot, so I'd probably have to look to trade a couple of defensemen to make room for him, but it wouldn't be a huge deal. Or I just trade Hamonic and put two left-handed defensemen on a line. It's not a huge deal. It's not the end of the world. I don't like that, but I could deal with that, honestly. Those are the only two big fish I'm going to go after, though, as far as free agency is concerned. I need to get this coach in the fold, though. So that's the first thing we need to do, get the coach in the fold. So we're going to go ahead and advance the day. And we're going to look at a trade offer. I do not want to trade Jankowski for picks, so no. All right. And it will take a couple of days for the free agents to make their decisions, so we're going to go ahead and advance the day again. Okay, good. I was really worried about the coach. Okay, the coach is in. So let me go make sure he is the head coach and not... Okay, yeah, he took over as head coach. Excuse me. And then, do we need any goalie coaches or anything? Our goalie coach is absolutely awful. I just don't want to fire him. What about our AHL goalie coach? He's a B. Okay, he's okay. He's not great. So, now, the thing we need to look at maybe from a standpoint of coaches is this guy's a B, but he's A+ on the... Yeah, he's... Okay, so we got some decent power play guys down here. Our penalty kill may suffer a bit, though. That's going to be the drawback. But that's not I can live with that. I can live with that if we can get our power play and get some more offensive based defensemen in here. I'll be okay. I'll live. So we got our coach. That's good. That's very good. So now we need to see if we sign Freddie Anderson and Morgan Riley. Boy, y'all really want Jankowski. I do not want to give up Jankowski, though. All right. Is Rasmus Ristolainen still in free agency? That's the one thing I need to look at. Morgan Riley's still there, obviously. Okay, Rasmus. Oh, 3 teams are interested in Rasmus Ristolainen now. Oof, okay. We're getting... Come on, Morgan. You got to make a decision. Really? Nothing yet? Okay. Freddie, anything? Come on, guys. Make a decision, please. Okay, Ristolainen's still there. I'm worried he's going to go the same time Morgan Riley is, and I'm going to miss out on both of them. That's my fear. But if it happens, I'll deal with it and just make the comeback. I'll have to sign somebody to a decent term contract to get us above the floor, or trade for somebody. I could do that too. Morgan Riley's accepted offer. Okay, that's good. Okay, now a little bit happier now. And Freddie, okay, we got our 2 targets. It cost us a lot, but we got Morgan Riley to basically play first or second line, maybe even first. Well, let's be fair. First line defensive pairing. Gostisbehere can move to second line. I mean, we got our 2 targets. That was the key thing. We got the 2 guys that we wanted. Were just under 10 million under cap, if that makes sense. 9.8 million under cap. And we got our fish. We got who we wanted. So, now what do we do? So, I think now we need to look at our AHL staff and our depth. That's the one thing we need to look at, is depth and our AHL side. Gaudin is going to be a minor check forward. He's going to be in the minors. Somebody who has not signed yet, and that is Pierre Engvall. Not been signed yet by anybody, and has not signed a contract yet. Neither is Giovanni Smith. Pierre Engvall too. It's going to be a complete change too. Do we? I don't want to use him for depth though. He's still a good player. I'd hate to use him for depth because I'd kind of stun his growth a little bit, but he would be a depth forward for us in the NHL and be a good one. I will go ahead and offer you 1.75 for 2 years. Do you want to sign? Oh, you're RFA. Doesn't matter. Okay, we're going to go ahead and offer you that. And Giovanni Smith, we're going to go ahead and make him an offer as well. Go ahead and get them off the books. He's going to be in the AHL one more year. Or actually, he might just be an AHLer. I wanted to put him on that third line initially, but things have changed. So, we'll figure it out. Gustav Grachev, all right, he's growing a little bit, 67 overall, okay. And do we have anybody? Let me look at all skaters real quick. Okay, those are the only two RFAs. Kyra's going to be in the NHL. Pierre Engvall is going to become one of our depth players. Do we have another depth forward? I don't want to use him as a depth forward because he's fourth line forward. Yeah, we're going to need another depth forward because I'm not using Austin Watson as a depth forward. I could just bring him up and just sit him on the bench as a minor. Yeah. You know what I'll do? Austin Watson will be our bench guy. So once I sign Engvall will be first guy in, Watson will be second guy in, and a guy who I could send down and probably not worry about losing to waivers. So now I need to look and see what I have as far as AHL players. Okay, so in the AHL for centers, I've got Gaudin, I've got Kine, I've got Dahlin who could maybe play now, maybe. Do I want to sign Roddy? Do I want to sign Roddy and put him in there like straight away? Do I want to do that? Yeah. We'll offer you a contract. Yeah, we'll go ahead and sign you. Can you? Now the question is are you actually able to play with us? So what I'm going to do to find out is I'm going to go to propose trade. Okay, I'm pretty sure Aturati, I'm pretty sure. Oh, actually, it shows right there. He's Burnaby Aces. Okay. Usually, if they were in the CHL, he wasn't. But usually, if they're in the CHL, they'll show their old CHL logo to designate that they're not eligible to play in the AHL. But he shows the AHL logo, so he's fine. There it is right there. So he can play. He can play that fourth. He can play fourth line in the AHL for me. Okay, cool. I still wouldn't mind getting somebody, getting some depth there. Who else do I have? Because I got 40 contracts under wing. So let's do some thought process here. And another question I need to ask is because our AHL coach, is he now? Yeah, our AHL coach might need to go now too. I just thought about that because he has the same old school tendencies as our former head coach now. Oh boy. Okay, we'll think about that in a minute. Let's do this real quick. We need some defensemen in the AHL. We got Hakanpää is going to be our 7th guy up here. Trotman, McCoshen, our guys down there. Logan Stanley is going to be down there. So we do need some defensemen. And I think I need to go ahead and we need to look at a coach for the AHL now too. And we got a generalist down here. B- for the head coach though, for Goggle. I hate firing him though. Because, I mean, he just went to the call. He, top 4 for the Calder, but I want to get a. I'm not going to fire him. I'm going to keep him, and we'll just deal with we're going to get some more two-way defensemen that are just going to be poor chemistry fits, but they're still talented. So we're just going to transition it off. Ourselves. We're not gonna change the coach. We're just gonna work with it. Okay, so I need to look and see, because this is pretty much AHL now. We've got our NHL fish. We're good there. So centers, we're good because that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. I'd like somebody a little bit more depth related, maybe. 1.06. Are you a two-way player? Wow, that's a lot of money for a two-way player. Anyway, like Ho, for example, if I signed him, I think he would go to the CHL. I don't want to sign players that are going to go to the CHL. I could sign this guy for depth, but I don't want to. I want somebody a little bit better. So I need 1 centerman. All right, what do I have in the system? Pierre Engvall is going to be a depth player. That's going to be 1. That's 2. That's 3. Okay, so I got 5 guys at wing. So I'm good at left wing. Right wing, I've got Ashton and McCarron. That's 2. So I could use a right winger of some type with some talent. And then I got Hakanpää is going to probably be our 7th guy, isn't he? Yeah. But Stanley's a lefty, and Trotman's a righty, and McCoshen's a lefty. And Summerby is a depth guy. I don't care. So I need a lefty and 2 righties. And I'm okay going two-way defenseman down there. I'll live with it. So I'd rather even get an offensive defenseman, quite honestly. So we're looking for AHL level defensemen. So we're going to go sort by roles. And we're going to come down here to the bottom. Look at some depth. We'll look at these guys. Let's see. Dahlstrom. I want two-way. Okay, Anton Lindholm, a lefty. Okay, yeah, we'll go. We'll offer you a. Oh, you want to? Yeah, we do. We're not offering you that. Is that a 2-way deal? Or is that a 1-way deal? Let me look. Oh no, you're not playing in the NHL, son. Are you out of your mind? What about Ruvidell? Ruvidell is a nice veteran guy. Didn't fit in the old scheme. I don't care about the old scheme anymore. The old scheme's dead. Righty. Yeah, I could use some righties. Come on. Dang, come on. Seriously, guys? We need cheap. I'm not looking to spend $1 million on the players. Come on now. Adam Clendening. You're supposed to be minor league defenseman. What is wrong with you people? There. See, now that's reasonable. No, it's not. He wants a one-way deal. There we go. What about you? Well, you're a defensive defenseman. I don't want you. I want two-way or offensive. And everybody stinks. Okay. Right-handed shot. Are you a two-way guy? Good. Finally. Somebody with some sense. There we go. 74 overall, of course. Top 6 defense prospect? Frederick Allard. Sure. You know what? Do I? Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. I need one left-handed shot. So that's two there. Okay, I want to try and stay away. Belpedio? He's a righty. Do I care? I don't know if I care or not. Bergman's a righty. Shemish? Isn't that the guy that scored on me in the playoffs? I feel like that's the guy that scored on me in the playoffs. Everybody's a right-handed shot. Come on, give me some left-handed shots that are. Okay, I don't want AHL. I was kind of looking for. There we go. Are you? You're a defensive defenseman, of course. Can I get somebody who's a two-way? Schultz. Ooh, he's dressed up in a suit. He's nice looking. Okay. He's all decked out to the nines. I mean, I'm looking for AHL guys. I'm not really concerned about, you know, I would like some guys that, he's the left-handed shot. I'm going to get this guy. I'm going to get Schultz. I'll offer you a deal. 150. Oh, it's a one-way deal. Too late. I already offered the contract. You're going to play in the AHL, though. Just telling you. And then I've got a depth guy down there, and I needed a right winger. We're still organized by role. Yes, we are. Let's go down here. Could do depth. Actually, I may do depth, honestly. I may put this guy as my depth guy. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to sign, or do I want Hosang? Ooh, Hosang. I like Hosang. Hosang can play in the AHL. You know, I said I didn't need centers. I lied. I'm going to sign Hosang and put him in the AHL because I like Hosang. He's a top 6 potential, 25 years old. He's basically first or second line guy for me. But I do want to get... I think I'm going to get Nick Patan to replace Austin Watson. Yeah, for 2 years, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, so you're going to be AHL. You're going to be NHL. Oh, really? Oh. Oh, man. You know what? You are on the team, sir. 2 years is a little much. I tell you what, I'm gonna give you what's the max? 925? Max contract 1 year, Ryan Reeves, get on the team. I want a tough guy. I want a guy that beats the hell out of people. Enforcer, you're the man right there. Boom, done. 91 body checking, 92 fight skill, 90 strength. Got a decent shot too. So I mean, and could even take face-offs in a pinch. So yeah, that perfect third, fourth line guy. Hell yeah, that's perfect. I might even try and sneak him on the NHL roster, maybe. We'll see. That's going to be a bit of a stretch, but we've got our guys there. That's 8 contracts signed. That puts us at 48 players. We got our goalies. Let's leave it at 48 and see where we're at, because there might be some trades that need to be made, things of that nature. So I'm going to just advance just to see if these guys sign. I don't want Kubalik. Next. Okay, Engvall signs. He's our... Oh, shoot. He was depth player. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Ryan Reeves, Giovanni Smith, Darren Radich. That's one of our defensemen. Yeah. Defenseman, NHL, AHL. Jankowski in a 7th to bump up to a 5th in 2023. That's not bad. There's a lot of people that want Jankowski too. I mean, he's not going to get a whole lot of value, but he's a good... I don't know. No, I decline the trade. All right, so now I need to look and see, is there anybody I need or want to deal to move around stuff in before I go to the end of the year and kind of cut it off at that point. So, and set up our lines and things of that nature with the new coach, obviously. Gauden, Kine, Darlene, Ratti. Okay, we got. Where's Hosang's a winger. That's why. Hosang's a winger that thinks he's a centerman. He's not. He really isn't. Okay, you got Dryden Hunt, Giovanni Smith, Bork, Hagel, and Grachev are all playing the AHL. Nobody in the main roster is going to move down. No, Engvall's going to be depth. Hosseing's going to be in the AHL. Patan's going to be the other guy up, which means Reeves, Watson, Ashton, and McCarron are down here. We might have to look and see about AHL depth, but I feel like that's pretty solid. And then defenseman-wise, Hakanpää is going to be our 7th guy. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait a minute. Hold on. Why do I have an extra guy? Oh, I signed Morgan Riley. Crap. Oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. I forgot. So, Hamonic's got to go. Hamonic's got to go. Yeah, Hamonic's got to go. All right. We need to ship Hamonic out of town. All right, so Hamonic's going to go. So we got to trade Hamonic before this video is over with. Stanley's going to go to the AHL. Hakanpää's going to come up to be the 7th defenseman. And then that puts Stanley. So we'll just count Hakanpää as Stanley. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 7 defensemen in the AHL. That's solid. Okay, but we do have to move on from Hamonic. So we need to go find a trade for Hamonic before we end the video here. Defenseman, Hamonic. Find me a trade. 12. Nick Schmaltz and a 6th. I don't know who Nick Schmaltz is. A 3rd. That's interesting. Calgary offers a 3rd. So I can get a 3rd round pick for Travis Hamonic. That's pretty solid. I feel like. Nashville, New Jersey. Islanders give me a 3rd and a 7th. I might take that just for the extra pick. Georgiev. Already signed a goalie. Yeah, actually, you know what? Actually, we're gonna take this for the 3rd and the 7th. Just the extra pick in the 7th. It might not amount to anything, but you know what? Just an extra pick. I'll take that. Hamonic for that. That's a good deal. All right, so that gets rid of him, and now that settles our defensive lines in the back. We have 47 players under contract, so we have some flexibility to sign a few extra depth players if we need to. Yeah, I think we're done. So let's go ahead and sim the next season. We'll set our lines, and then we'll end the video right there. We'll be ready to go. No, I don't want Andre Palat and his $9.4 million salary. No thanks. Pass. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. I don't want it. I just want to see who Schmaltz is. I don't know who Schmaltz is. The name doesn't ring a bell. Nick Schmaltz. 84 overall, 2nd line forward, 2-way forward, fit on old line 2. Is he anything to write home about? He's above average in a lot of things. Not a great centerman at 70 faceoffs. Durability is 70. Never mind. Go away. Run like the wind. Mika Zibanejad. Didn't you just sign? Mika Zibanejad was in free agency. I love how the computer just like signs a guy and then 2 weeks later is like, I don't like him anymore. Sniper. He doesn't fit any scheme. Maybe. I don't know. Because it's old look. God, I bet I wish Ottawa had that player still. I mean, look at that. That's just 6th overall pick in 2011. This guy's a beast. He would kill in Ottawa right now. No, don't want that. Don't care about that. Don't care about it. Don't want it. Braden Holtby? San Jose never stop making bad goaltending decisions. Bye. Georgiev? No, pass. Jonas Brodin. Okay, this is what I'm going to entertain because Jonas Brodin I know is a right-handed shot, and it would be an upgrade to the blue line, I feel like. He doesn't fit in the old coach's scheme, but that's the old coach's scheme. So if I got Jonas Brodin, this would be the thing. I need to look, and I would need to see who our current defensemen are. Who do we move on from? Do we move on from Carlo? Do we move on from Forbert? Do we move on from John? Really, Johns and what's his face? Johns and Taves were a really good defensive pairing last year. They were really, really good last year. I mean, there's nothing like the numbers don't scream out a lot for Stephen Johns, but I mean, 4 goals and 8 assists on a +9 on the 3rd defensive pairing with no other real time. I don't think he had any power play. I know he didn't have any power play. I'm pretty sure he didn't have any PK either. So I mean, for that, I mean that's not bad. And then Taves had a little bit of power play time and was one of our better goal scorers, which is a reason why I wanted to go with more offensive defensemen and move these guys up. But Brodeen, where would Brodeen fit? Right now we've got two-way defensemen and an offensive defenseman, and but he's 28, signed for 6 years, and he's a left-handed shot. I can move on from Gothisbeer. I could move on from Gothisbeer, although Gothisbeer is obviously he's much better because he's offensive-minded defenseman. This guy's more defensive-based. No, I'm not gonna take it. I've got Devin Taves. I'm good there. Yeah, I'm gonna skip that. I'm gonna skip that. Schmaltz, no. Stop offering me Schmaltz. I don't want him. Kubalik. I don't want Kubalik because he's a RFA. I really should have cleared my trade block. Just give me, there we go. Edit lines. Let me do this real quick on camera, and then I will look at captains, and then we'll end the video. So Sorelli, Beauvillier, and Anderson declares Zaka and Domi with that. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's something we did not have with the old coach. A +5 chemistry right there. So that's nice. Do I play Zaka here, or do I play Domi in the center spot? I'll play Domi in the center. I don't want to mess with the chemistry from last year. That was the line from last year. I'm going to leave it like that. That's the line from last year. I'm going to leave it like that. Dang. Go get you some Josh Anderson. 85 overall. Okay, 84 overall, 82 overall. I was hoping you might jump up to top 6 medium, but no. Ingval is listed as the starter, and Patent. Who's sitting? Who's scratched? Okay, we got to fix the roster moves. Let's do that real quick. I don't know if I want Ingval starting. I don't know that. Or I could put, Jankowski's listed as a depth forward. I probably need to start Ingval. So Ingval's probably going to jump into the lineup ahead of Jankowski. Jankowski's going to become our bench guy. And then Patan's going to be our depth guy. Hosang's listed as a third scoring forward. Really? Okay. That's a little chancy. I wasn't really expecting that. Oh, that hurts though. Holy crap. He fell through the floor. Okay. That's going to change our entire outlook. He went straight from top 9 to AHL top 6 forward like a rock. He is going to fall like a stone this season, and I'm paying him $5.75 million. Oh dear. He's got to stay on the roster. I mean, he's got to. I'm gonna keep him up. I'm gonna send Hosang down. That was the original plan. I'm gonna send Hosang down before waivers kick in. Patan's gonna stay and be depth, and then at defense, Logan Stanley. Was he? Oh, he's top 6 now. Son of a gun. Oh, you guys, no, you weren't supposed to jump like this. Hakanpää, minor top 2. Makashin, minor top 2. Did you drop any? Oh God, he dropped the 7th defenseman high. He went from top 4 to 7th defenseman. My God, what a plummet. Man, you guys are falling like rocks. All these guys I thought were prospects are dead weight now. Okay. So that's not good. All right, who's in it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, Logan Stanley feels like he's top 6. Steven Johns feels like he's top 6. Do I move on? Yeah, Derek Forbert might be the guy I have to move on from, and Logan Stanley's going to play top 6. I need to have Hakanpää up here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so Forbert's going to be the guy I trade. Hosting is going to go down. Yeah, we're going to do this. Go ahead and get this situated. And let's go back to edit lines. Yep, I know. Is it the AHL? Okay, AHL I'm going to just do best lines for the moment, and I'm going to change it after the fact. But okay, these two are working. Ingval, where do you fit in at? 4th line. So you're going to move to the 4th line. Jankowski really wants to be depth forward. Yeah. Who's scratched? Logan Stanley and... Oh. Do I not have another... Oh, man, I don't have another forward up here? Crapioca pudding. Really? Did I... Oh, hold on. Edit lines. Crap. Crap. Roster moves? Did I have an extra roster? Oh, I had an extra roster spot. I sent the guy down. I didn't need to. Well, then call Hosang up then. Heck, we'll. Oh no, Jujar Kyra. There's our guy. That's our guy. That's the guy that's supposed to be up here. Okay, that makes sense now. Gotcha. Okay, so AHL is best lines, and then flip. And we got... Okay, Neil. Oh, that's going to hurt. That is going to hurt. Okay, so he's actually good on the third line. What about Hinostroza? Good on the third line? Okay. And Jankowski's going to come out for Jujar Kyra. And then Kyra's going to go to the middle. That makes it a 0 line. No, that this way. There we go. That makes it a third. Okay. Your best on the first line? That's not happening. I might send you back down, honestly. Even though I paid you $2 million. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna send you back down because no, you just don't fit up here, Jujar. You need to be leading our NHL or AHL squad. Jujar, you're just going back down. All right, who's up here forwards? Joshua Hosang, get your butt up here. Let's see how you fit. I'm sorry about this. I didn't mean for this to take this long at the end. I'm playing around with some lines here to see who would be the best fit. So let's see. Right wing, Hosang, substituting all lines. Okay, that's a +1. That's 2 playmakers. 2 playmakers and a power forward. Hosang deserves to be up here. Let's be real. He wants second line. But that's Domi territory. So I'd have to, if I did that, what does Domi fit? Domi's second line or bust. Hosang might be a guy I could squeeze in up here as a replacement because Domi's only on a 1-year deal. Now Hosang doesn't have the face-offs capability, so it'd be Zaka in the middle. But yeah, I mean, okay, we can make this work. We can make this work. This will be an interesting second line, I'll be honest. Okay, Patan is going to come off. Who is scratched? Jankowski is scratched. Okay, so Jankowski is going to come in here. That's going to go here. Okay, so Ingvall's on the 4th line with Jankowski and Sundqvist. That's an interesting 4-line set. But yeah, you are going to... Oh, I'm not looking forward to this year with James Neal. AHL top 6. That's going to suck so bad. Did anybody go up in potential or down? Well, I know people went down in potential, but nope, no up. Okay, that doesn't matter. You're exact. I wanted Jankowski. Okay, so who's my scratch players currently? Okay, so I'm gonna have to call up one more forward or trade for a forward. Back to edit lines. Okay. Best lines. Thank you. Edit lines. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix these lines on the flip side. And I'm going to... Yeah, I'm going to fix these on the flip side. So I'm going to fix these behind the scenes because this video is kind of running long at this point. I believe I'm at about the 40-minute mark now. Am I? Yeah, near 50. Okay, yeah, we need to wrap this up. Okay, so what I'll do is let's set captains at least before I head out. Let's see, Sorelli, Beauvillier, Devin Taves is the captain. I tell you what, Devin Taves won't be the captain. Devin Taves, let's unassign the captain. We're going to assign Morgan Raleigh an alternate, Beauvillier an alternate, and Sorelli. We're going to play 3 alternates, and we're going to see if anybody steps up and makes a claim for anything. So, and we'll go ahead and we'll say done. I will edit the lines for AHL in behind the scenes, and when we come back for the next episode, we'll get to the first game of the regular season, and we'll play around with this new look squad and see how we look. So until next time, guys, check you later.